Gender stereotypes. Is gender the measure of character? Hello, everyone. Today, let's sit down and have a heartfelt chat about a topic that might sound abstract at first but is actually deeply rooted in our daily lives: gender stereotypes. This is something that affects how we think, act, and treat others, often without us even realizing it. Shall we dive in? 1. Biological gender, simple yet often overlooked. Have you ever thought about how, the moment we're born, our biological gender is essentially stamped on us? This is something determined by nature, our reproductive organs, chromosomes, and hormones. Typically, we recognize two main biological genders, male and female. If someone has XY chromosomes and testes, they're biologically male. On the other hand, XX chromosomes and ovaries signify a biological female. In the past, this was seen as unchangeable. But today, modern medicine allows for changes in biological gender through surgeries or hormone therapy. That said, what I really want to emphasize is this: biological gender is just one small part of the big picture of who we are. It shouldn't define or limit us. 2. Masculinity and femininity, a product of society, not nature. Now, let's talk about masculinity and femininity. What do you think? Society often associates masculinity with traits like strength, decisiveness, independence, and ambition. Meanwhile, femininity is linked to gentleness, sacrifice, carefulness, and emotional sensitivity. But here's the thing: these traits didn't just naturally come with being male or female. They were built and shaped over time by history, culture, and social expectations. For example, in ancient times, men were hunters, while women gathered food and cared for children. As a result, men were expected to be decisive and strong to succeed in hunting, while women were encouraged to be nurturing and gentle to manage the home. Over time, these expectations became ingrained as truths. But the reality is, these traits are not exclusive to one gender. Anyone can be decisive or gentle. It's all about what we choose to nurture within ourselves. 3. Gender stereotypes, a pressure on everyone. Many people think gender stereotypes only put pressure on women. But the truth is, they affect both men and women. Women are often expected to be the supporting pillar, taking care of children and maintaining the warmth of the family. If they go against this, they're often labeled as too ambitious or lacking in sacrifice. Men, on the other hand, are expected to be the breadwinners, the ones who shoulder the family's financial burden and achieve great things. If they don't meet these expectations, they're often seen as weak or unworthy. So, both genders are boxed into rigid molds, and this creates stress for everyone involved. 4. Gender stereotypes are still prevalent today. In today's world, many societies, including Vietnam, have achieved legal gender equality. Women now have the right to education, employment, fair pay, healthcare, and more. However, having equal rights doesn't necessarily mean being equally valued. For example, Women might have the legal right to pursue leadership roles. But society often doubts their decisiveness or ambition. Similarly, men might have the freedom to take on a more supportive role in the family. But societal norms discourage them from doing so. What holds us back isn't a lack of legal rights, it's the deep-seated stereotypes in our minds and the minds of those around us. 5. Personality traits don't belong to a specific gender. Here's something important to remember: personality traits and character qualities don't have a gender. Sure, biological differences might mean men are generally stronger physically, while women might be more delicate. But traits like gentleness, decisiveness, sacrifice, and strength, these aren't tied to biology. A man can be gentle and nurturing without being seen as feminized. A woman can be decisive and independent without being labeled as masculine. Both men and women can choose to develop any qualities they wish, breaking free from the molds of masculinity and femininity. And isn't it beautiful how we often say, there's strength in softness and softness in strength? Flexibility, balance, and adaptability, that's the true essence of character. Final thoughts: be your true self. My dear friends, gender stereotypes are a huge challenge. But they're not insurmountable. The first step is to recognize that all qualities have value, and they don't belong to any one gender. Be brave enough to break free from societal molds and embrace the best version of yourself, whether you're male or female. Thank you for listening to this conversation. I hope it brought you some inspiration and positivity to live a freer, more authentic life. See you in our next discussion.